Hey, what's going on, guys? Xbox Gut. Welcome back to another video. This week's video, I definitely wanted to make a new gaming video because I do have a lot of more pickups. I did beat some games, I did drop some games, and I'm currently playing a few more things. So I definitely wanted to fill in you guys with it. Because, you know, I really like showing you guys what I like to play and what I'm playing, what I've dropped and stuff like that. Just kind of filling you guys in on the gist of what I'm doing. As of right now, I'm in the middle of reading Kaiju number 8. I'm on volume 2. It's super good. I'm loving the characters. I'm loving the action. Very funny and stuff like that, but I am playing a lot of games recently. Well, let's just start with the games that I have beaten recently. So with the 3 games that I have beaten recently are God of War 1, which was such a good game. I love the ending to it. I loved the whole journey that Kratos goes through becoming the God of War, actually. It's a great origin story because if you guys don't know, the new God of War Ragnarok is out, and God, I want to play that game really bad. But, you know, I'm kind of restraining myself from playing it because, you know, I have a lot more games that I have picked up recently and I do want to get through. But that game is definitely on my most wanted play list for sure. But right after God of War 1, I instantly started up God of War Chains of Olympus on the PSP, and dude, I love that game. It was literally just like God of War 1. The combos were the same, you know, a lot of the abilities were the similar and stuff like that, but overall, very fun game. I really enjoyed that one for sure. Next game that I finished was definitely one of the best games I've played ever. Not in recent memory, just ever in general. It's gonna be Xenogears, man. This game was such a banger ride. I know I've talked about this game so much. I even have its own review on my channel about it, but I'm not going to talk about it too much. But yeah, Xenogears is such a good game, such good characters, such good gameplay, such good combat system. There's one word to describe Xenogears. It is ambition. It's very ambitious. It is so big in scale. It's actually kind of insane how they fit it all into 2 discs. The second disc, like I told you guys, is very unusual with the way they tell it, kind of like a visual novel almost, but you're playing the stuff that they're talking about. It's definitely unusual, but I enjoyed it for sure. The most impactful moments of Xenogears were definitely in disc 2 for sure. I mean, granted, there were definitely 2 dungeons in the second disc, which was awesome. It was definitely like a 20 hour disc, but 2 dungeons, I thought that was pretty good. But yeah, guys, those are the games that I have beaten recently. Some of the games that I've been playing recently actually are Final Fantasy VIII on the PlayStation 1. This game is so much fun. I am loving the combat system. I don't know much about this game. I didn't know much before I bought it and stuff like that. I picked it up for about $16, $20-ish. People hate on the combat system, and dude, I think it is awesome, dude. I love the combat system. I love the draw ability to where you're able to, you know, you don't have set magic abilities. You're just able to draw magic from people or from the enemies that you're fighting and stuff like that. It's definitely different. The junction system with the guardian forces and stuff like that, which are basically your summons in this game, very different, very enjoyable. I really am enjoying this game. I'm about 12 to 15-ish hours in right now. I'm actually about to finish up disc 1 as well. But the next game that I have been grinding so much, I actually kind of stopped because I've been playing a lot more Final Fantasy recently. Enter the Gungeon is the game that I've been grinding so much. I don't know, like I told you guys in my last games that I've recently played video, I just get the itch to play that game every once in a while. It's definitely so underrated. That game is just, it has so many references. It has movie references, video game references, you know, it's just, there's like super pop culture references. It's so crazy. That game is awesome, and not to mention the gameplay is just super fluid and super fun. You know, the stuff that is hidden within that game, the characters that you can unlock, the different skins that you can unlock, it is so much fun. And then on top of it all, it is co-op. Like, dude, it's such a fun game, super cheap. I mean, if you're into that kind of pixel style graphics, I think it's so good, so worth it. If you like Hades, if you like Binding of Isaac, definitely check out Enter the Gungeon for sure. And alright guys, moving on to the game that I did drop. You know, I don't have the physical case or anything like that. I literally just have the discs. They're stored in the little case that I have here. This game, I dropped it because, not because I didn't enjoy the combat or anything like that. It's just that I did not like the characters or the story. then this game gets a lot of love, and it's going to be Lost Odyssey. This game gets a lot of love, and like from everyone that's played it. Everyone's like, it's such a beautiful story, the characters are written so well. When I played this game, I played it a good 15 hours, and I think that's enough to say that I didn't like it. The writing is absolutely terrible. You know, my girlfriend isn't even paying attention to the game or anything like that, not paying attention to the story, and you know, some of the lines that are in this game are just so downright cringy that she just stopped and was like, what the hell was that? You know what I mean? I even have to ask myself that sometimes whenever I'm playing this game. So the gameplay's decent. You know, it's definitely bare bones in my opinion. It reminds me a lot of Super Mario RPG in the combat sense, to where you have to press the button as soon as you hit them in order to do more damage and stuff like that. It reminds me of that. But other than that, man, this game is just not for me. The story is just so boring, and you know, I had to drop it. You know, I wasn't going to invest another 30 hours into this game. You know, I was on disc 3, granted, out of 4 discs. I couldn't bring myself to finish it. And yeah, guys, that's the only game that I've dropped recently, honestly. I mean, I'm not one to drop games, to be honest, but this game was just such not my style, to be honest. Alright guys, so finally to show you some of the games that I've picked up recently, not including the lot that Shonen Caesar sent me with all of his PlayStation 2 games and his PlayStation 2. This is not including any of that because I have its own dedicated video on it. This is just going to be the games that I've picked up, you know, on my own recently. Just went out to the retro game store and picked them up. I did actually pick up a new game yesterday. If you're in the Discord, you guys know what it is because I did show you guys. Super happy to put this one in my collection, but we're going to get to that one very last because I'm pretty excited about it. But with the first game that I picked up, you know, you guys already know what it is. I walked in there. Recently, I bought a PlayStation 1. The PlayStation 1 is super known for their JRPGs, man. So I went in there and I had to buy Final Fantasy VIII. You know, I just want to collect all the Final Fantasies on the PlayStation 1 because there isn't that many of them. I think there's only like 3 of them or 4 of them, including Tactics. But speaking of Final Fantasy Tactics, I also did pick up a loose copy of Final Fantasy Tactics. This game was literally like 15 bucks. This game is so long, it's like a 70-hour game, but God, I hear nothing but good things about it. I'm not too big of a fan of tactics games, honestly. I've played Tactics Ogre on my Game Boy Advance, and I did not enjoy it. I don't know if it's because of the story or something like that. I don't know if it's because of the gameplay, but hopefully this game hits a lot better. I mean, if it isn't, it's only like 15 bucks, but yeah, it's just a loose copy. Like I was telling you guys, I've heard nothing but good things about this game and I cannot wait to play it. So keeping up the, you know, tradition with Final Fantasy, this is going to be a dual disc game, but this game is called Final Fantasy Anthology and it's the greatest hits version. Yeah, I know the green isn't that nice. I'm not really too big of a stickler on it. I have a lot of greatest hits on my PS2 collection. But Anthology, what is it? It is basically a Final Fantasy 5 and 6 pack. So whenever you open it up, you basically have Final Fantasy 6 and 5 inside of it. So previously Final Fantasy 5 was never released in the West or in the United States. Yeah, so Final Fantasy 5 is just going to be super cool to go through because, you know, back in the day it was never released in the US. It is now, of course. You could probably get it on every phone, every console and everything like that. But I just wanted to pick this up because, you know, I love getting the original hardware and the original, you know, discs and stuff like that. But I've heard nothing but good things about Final Fantasy VI. Final Fantasy VI is one of the most sought after Final Fantasies. It, you know, I think was one of the very last ones to be medieval themed besides Final Fantasy IX. Yeah, Final Fantasy VI is definitely an exciting one because it, you know, is a throwback to the pixel art graphics. Cannot wait to get into it. And it's pretty short, it's only like 30 hours. So I was talking about Final Fantasy IX earlier, and this is Sakaguchi, which is Final Fantasy's creator. Sakaguchi, he created all the Final Fantasies, and this is his favorite Final Fantasy, and this is Final Fantasy IX. So Final Fantasy IX, I picked this up for about like 20 bucks. Yeah, man, I like this game. I wanted to wait on because I know that it was definitely such an underrated. People say it's literally the best, better than Final Fantasy 7, better than 10. You know, people love this game. People say that it's a very mature story with, you know, young characters, which I love that. You know what I mean? Putting young characters through such a mature story that ages them very well. Very intriguing to me. I love that. Yeah, and this game is complete in box, but this one is 4 discs. This one's a big boy. Yeah. I cannot wait to get into this one. So with this one, I'm pretty excited because I hear that the battle system is a lot different than Final Fantasy 7 and 8. I'm not sure though. I haven't done much research on this one because I kind of want to go into them blind. But, you know, I'm a sucker for an awesome, you know, combat system. You know, Xenogears has such a good combat system, and it's very different to something I've never played a combat system the way Xenogears did it. And if this one has a different one, like Final Fantasy VIII does, you know, I'm sure I'm gonna enjoy it. And if it has a nice, mature story, I'm sure I'm gonna enjoy it. All right, guys, for the final pickup that I did pick up yesterday, it's definitely out of my, you know, gaming range, my zone and stuff like that. You know, I'm not one to pick up horror games. I do love horror games though, man. I'm such a, you know, a wuss when it comes to playing them, because the only horror game that I've ever played and finished was Final Fantasy Resident Evil 7 on the Xbox One. Man, that game was terrifying. I loved it though, so good. It was so good. I was so scared I had to finish it. You know what I mean? I finished it really quick, but I loved every single second of it. But it kept me on edge and stuff like that. But this last game that I did pick up was Resident Evil 2 on the PlayStation 1. I know there's a big crack right there, but I did pick it up for like 40 bucks. It's a good deal because this goes for about 50 bucks complete in box, and this is complete in box with both discs and the manual. You know, this right here, this case alone is just a blast to the past. Just for this little sticker, it's like win a chance to be in the movie or win merch and stuff like that. It's just like, dude, that is so classic. I cannot wait to play this. I think I'm gonna play this alongside Final Fantasy VIII because it's a very, very short game, about 8-ish hours across both discs. Because I know, you know, disc 2 is Claire Redfield's and disc 1 is Leon's. So that's exciting. I love Leon. He's one of my favorite characters from Resident Evil 4, and this is his original game. But yeah, guys, that has been all the stuff that I've picked up recently and played, dropped. Hope you guys enjoyed. It's been Xbox Cut. Later, guys.